Alright, good morning. So, coming out here and burning some kitchen trash on the freshly mowed hayfield. Got the dog out here running around. Got a couple beehives over there in the corner in the shadow. So, people who don't know me, I am a compass nerd. I love land navigation. And I have a love-hate relationship with the Cammengas. I think I have almost broken every single part on this compass except for maybe the sighting wire, the string, and the thumb loop. And I pulled it out here this morning because I'm playing around with it. And I saw something else was broken this morning that I hadn't noticed before. When I originally got it, I know it worked correctly. That we're going to go through and I'm going to show you what all I broke. So your ocular sighting device here has a lens, this lensatic. So basically you pull up the hood, it's about 45 degrees like this, and then you're able to see that it magnifies the far side degrees, and you're able to see the sighting wire at the top and see where you're going. Okay, so within 2 days, I had the glass lens fall out of the sighting ocular. Okay. So I sent it back to Cammenga. I mean, this is like brand new. I bought it from them. It was made March 14th, and this is 77th batch. The vials have, they basically reduced down to you can barely see the tritium glow after 2 years instead of the 10 to 14 years that they say that the half-life of tritium is. So who knows how old the vials actually were when I got it. And so from there, I normally keep a compass in my truck. So we have a floating dial in here, and when you push down on the ocular sighting mechanism, it lifts the whole plate up off of the needle to keep it from being jarred and stuff. So I normally keep a compass in my truck. If I got to walk home, that sort of things, because I'm driving 12 to 14 miles, doing my job, and it's like, okay, if I head north and then I hook a west a little bit when I get out of town, I'm getting home, and I'm in very familiar territory at that time. So I just happened to, after it's just been sitting in the truck one day, I saw the floating bezel was lodged at an angle like this against the glass and the needle. Going up and down, moving the lock up and down, wouldn't get it back on the needle. So I had to tear the whole thing apart by the screws there. And I've seen videos on it before where guys have had compasses that don't freely swing. You take a number 2 pencil and you put a carbon, I'm gonna call it a bushing, bearing, on the bottom of it to make it free float again, and you place it back on the needle. So after that, I had the lens, or the other lens, where the rotating bezel of 3 degrees. So you got the tritium there on the left. So you can start off at 360 if you got to add or subtract degrees. Okay, there's a 3 degree, 6 degree, 9 degree shift. You turn your body to the right. Okay, and that moves you to the east, or we move it to the left to make you move more to the east. So I've officially had the lens blow out twice now. I just finished re-gluing it the other day because it broke again, or popped out again. So heavier on the what is it? I can't even tell you what glue it was. This was what the Slip 2000 or something. I don't know what it is. Some rubberized cement. So I fixed that twice in the last year and a half. Well, today I came out here. I'm going to watch it, and so I live really close to an electric substation. We got these crossover wires. I know north to south is like this, and we're a little bit far off. We're probably about 125 yards from those lines. And I know because I've taken a GMRS map and found my home, and I can see the stop sign at the end of the road, and there's a fairly straight set of road there. And I've taken a protractor and figured out what my degrees are by map. So I know my compass used to point north, and then when I've rotated it east to west against those perpendicular to those power lines, even at a good distance like this, the thing does not reliably read. So today, and I was just going to play around with it again, just to see what it's doing, where I was at, and when I was close to the electric fence over there, I'm like, I wonder how far away I can be till the electric fence interrupts with this compass. I think it's like, was it 15 yards is what the manual says. So today I picked it up, had it in closed position, opened it up, the lock's still down, so it's supposed to be lifted up. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but you see the bezel in there? It is freely shifting. The lock no longer works. So I see the guys online. They rave over how much the Cammenga, how indestructible it is. So I think I've broke it. So we got. I think this is the 5th time I've broken it. Same compass. I've sent it back once. It hasn't been abused. Hasn't jumped out of planes. It's never been swung around like a toddler with a toy on a string. It's had a cushy life, and I think they're an interesting compass, how they're made, and I think it's good for teaching scouts and youth and how to do map reading. I just don't. I'm laughing to myself and just getting the chuckle. And it's a 3H model. It's got a NSN number on there. It doesn't have. It says H3 on the back, but it doesn't have the radioactive isotope stamp that some of the newer stuff is, I guess. So I'm torn. Do I buy another one directly from Cammenga, or do I just say, you know what, I'm gonna cut my losses. These aren't as good as everybody thinks they are. My Ciento, my MC2 Global, it's a wonderful compass. I'm not gonna say it's bulletproof yet. I think there's some things that they could do to improve it if they stole some ideas from Brunton on their True Arc line. But I'm just a compass nerd, and it makes me smile how many times I've broken this. And truthfully, I mean, I don't need a lens static. The one thing I use this one specifically for is when I'm building a new cattle fence. I'll figure out where I'm going to stop or start over there, and where I'm going to stop over here, and I'll sit down there with the siding wire and I want to see where the tree line is, so I'm not too far out from the tree line and not too close to the tree line. And that's the main thing I use it for. And I'll put both ends in, and then I'll stretch a wire, and I'll plumb the post off of that. So it's all fun and giggles. It's 2024 now, and this was made in 2014. What do you think I should do for one compass nerd to another compass nerd? Yeah, you guys have a good day.